A 99-year-old Holocaust survivor, Lily Ebert, has lived an unimaginable life, but despite the trauma of surviving Auschwitz, she's used her story to educate others' generations with the help of a great-grandson, Dov.
Yeah, the pair have amassed a huge and utterly deserved 2 million followers on TikTok, and Lily's incredible work has now been recognised with an MBE from King Charles. Lily and Dov join us now. Lovely to see you again. I know we spoke to you when you were talking about your book, and it was so fascinating and wonderful to hear everything you had to say. And now, honoured with an MBE. How did you feel, Lily, when you found out?
How can I explain the unexplainable with words? This feeling, it is a very special honor who not a lot of people get it. I am the lucky one who get the most unexplainable nice things from the not anyone else than from the King of England.
Well, you're a very...
And he's explaining...
Sorry, Lily, I was about to say that you're a very, very special person yourself, so you deserve it. And the King of England is your friend anyway, isn't he, King Charles? Because he wrote the foreword to your book, and you've met him before.
Thank you very, very much, because I really appreciate that. It is an honor that I am the one who get that. Not a lot of people get this sort of honor, who get an honor from the King of England.
Dov, I wonder how you and the rest of the family felt when your great-grandma got this extraordinary award. Nothing less than she deserves, though, because they don't get given out to just anybody, and she is a very, very special person. But it must be so exciting for you all, because you know how special it is for her.
Yes, it was so exciting when we heard the news, and of course we had to keep it a secret for a while. But we really felt so proud of my great-grandmother, and I'm so proud to have spent so much time with my great-grandmother over the past 3 years to provide her with a platform to educate about her testimony. As you mentioned, the King has been incredibly supportive of our work. He wrote the foreword to our book, and when my great-grandmother was in hospital last year, he sent flowers and a card to my great-grandmother to wish her better. And it was so incredibly appropriate to see so many Holocaust survivors awarded honours in this year's first New Year's honours list from His Majesty the King. It's so important that we learn now in the last moments from the incredible Holocaust survivors. Only this week we saw, unfortunately, and we heard the incredibly sad news of the passing of the incredible Holocaust survivor Ziggy Shephard on his 93rd birthday. And when you hear news like this, it really makes you think that these are the last moments, and these are the moments now that we have to learn ahead of Holocaust Memorial Day next week, that we have to learn the messages from the incredible survivors like my great-grandmother, who at 99 years old is sat here next to me, still educating about her story.
I know, and that was always been her mission, to share it, because she survived and her, mother and other members of her family didn't, the horror there, and she wanted you to see it for yourself, didn't she, Dov? And you actually were able to go back to see Auschwitz, take her back and go back.
Yes, I've just come back yesterday from my first trip to Auschwitz and Auschwitz-Birkenau memorial sites. And before going, I spoke a lot with my great-grandmother, and I thought perhaps I may have been prepared. But when I arrived there were two moments which really made me realise that you can never understand and you can never comprehend. And the first moment was when I was taken to a room and we were shown the blueprints where ordinary men and women sat down and created a blueprint to create a factory of death, a gas chamber. And these men and women were educated people, doctors, scientists, lawyers, and they sat down to decide how best and systematically to murder innocent people in the gas chambers. And my great-grandmother's mother, younger sister and brother, along with 15,000 other people on the day that they arrived in July 1944, were murdered in those gas chambers. And that was when I realised how terrible this was and that ordinary people created this. No other reason other than basic ideology and hatred. And the second moment was when I was taken to the shoe exhibition. And we were taken to the children's shoe exhibition where they have 8,000 children's shoes. And it made me realise that every single one of those shoes belonged to a person who once lived, a person who, like me, had a future, a family, a community. And when we hear the number 6 million, we can never understand what that tragedy is. But when you see these shoes and you realise that every single shoe has a unique story, that's when you can begin and to try to understand it. And Auschwitz is not a place, as I said, which fell from the sky. Auschwitz started from basic hatred and ideology, an ideology that you are superior and someone else is inferior. And it's up to us to decide what we do with this ideology, which is still around today. And ahead of Holocaust Memorial Day next week, I encourage every single person to think about their role in standing up and remaining vigilant against hatred, intolerance and injustice wherever we see it in the world.
It's a hugely important message, Dov, and we thank you for sharing that, and particularly your great-grandmother and her story with Lily's Promise, the book that we were able to talk about last time she was on. I wonder, ahead of the ceremony, when she gets her MBE, has she got an outfit planned, though, Dov? That's one of the most important parts of the day.
Safta, have you got an outfit planned for your MBE ceremony?
Yes.
I think we're all incredibly excited and we don't...
Very excited, because nobody in the whole world get that, luckily, because it never happened, something like that Auschwitz. Yeah. The most credible, the worst thing what it could have happened to humans, it happened. From the other hand, I get also outstanding from the King of England. I get an
award.
Also never happened. How can anybody explain this feeling that these two things happen and these both things happen to one of the same people?
Yeah.
Wow.
The worst, what it can happen to humans, to want to be killed for no other reason than their religion. And the award from the English king, on the other hand. How can that anybody, how could even think about it, explain that?
Yeah. It is very hard to explain, certainly, and Dov's message is all the more resonant, so thank you for sharing that. We're extraordinarily proud, though, Lily, that we've been able to talk to you this morning. We were very much looking forward to seeing that outfit on the day as well. And Dov, and I'm sure you're going to accompany your great-grandmother. I'm sure there'll be a fight over who's going with the family for that day.